Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline. Wednesday, October the 1st. We are moving on to another month. September is gone. Cowboys are 1-2-1 for the first time probably ever. I don't know if they've ever had that record before, 1-2-1. Maybe back in the 60s. Who knows? They had a lot more ties back then. But this is where they are right now. Heading into 2 straight road games, Jets and Panthers. Starting with the Jets. Dangerous 0-4 team, I can tell you that, and in a dangerous place to go play, especially with the team, first year coach and obviously desperate for a win. This is very similar when you think about what happened with this crazy game, overtime, last second field goal. You win the game against the Giants, come back, you can go on the road against a desperate, winless team with a first year coach, and you lose bad to the Bears. Now you come back. Crazy game, last second, end up tying, go on the road, first-year coach, winless team. So let's see if the Cowboys can fare better this time than they did against the Jets. Than they did against the Bears, sorry. 888-855-2297 is the number to call. We're going to do it a little differently today. We're going to go with the blind calls. I guess they're always blind. I guess all calls are blind. But Chris isn't telling me the names. I don't know who they are. Hopefully I can recognize voices. We're going to go that way. All right, here we go. First caller. Let's go. What do you got?
Hey,
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Okay, I'm good. I didn't know if I was on or not.
You're
All right.
on. Gary in New
Gary
Mexico.
in New Mexico.
No,
Yes, sir.
I got you.
Okay, I've got a theory about the defense, but first I have to do my trivia question.
All right.
If that's okay.
All
All
right.
right. So, in the 1970s, the golden era of Cowboys football, the Cowboys played the Jets 3 times.
Okay.
71, 75, and 78. They won all 3 games, went to the Super Bowl in all 3 of those years. The interesting thing about those 3 games is that they used a different starting quarterback for each game. Can you name the 3 starting quarterbacks that beat the Jets in the 1970s?
Wow, that's going to be 71, 75, and 78?
Yes.
Man, I mean, I would guess Roger Staubach is one of them.
Yes.
Craig Morton might be one of them.
No.
78, 70. I don't know. You got me on those. Danny
Okay,
White.
78, it was Danny White. That
Okay.
was his first start of his career.
Okay.
The Cowboys rested Staubach because it was the last game and they had everything wrapped up. In 1975, they played the Jets in the final regular season game. Again, they had their playoff positioning secure, and that was the only start of Clint Longley's career.
Right, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. Anyway,
Definitely. Good one.
okay, so I want to pick your brain here because I've got a theory about the defense, and I trust your opinion because you're there in the building. And I agree with you. I think they had to trade Micah.
Mm-hmm.
I would have traded him in March. Either sign him or trade him in March, but don't wait till 2 weeks before the season. So here's my theory. Eberflus comes in February or March, and he's got to build a scheme, and he's thinking Micah's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks before the season, Micah ain't there no more, so now he's got to adjust on the fly. Now you got a bunch of young guys that haven't played a lot. They're learning on the job, and then you throw the injuries to the secondary in there, and now you've got a recipe for disaster. And it's criminal that they're wasting this offense with this poor defensive play. My hope is that as these young guys gain some experience, that they'll get better. But is there any credence to the theory that, is there anything to that Eberflus had to change that scheme 2 weeks before the season once they traded Micah? And I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, that's a really good theory. I think you're probably giving a little too much credit there. I think you're right in the premise of you thought this team was going to have a lot more pass rush to it. And it doesn't. And I don't know if you're changing that much of the scheme. It's what you're relying on. And I think they also thought that maybe without Micah, these other guys will step up. Well, no one really has, other than James Houston, who you weren't even expecting to make the team when he got there. So I think you're right in that in the overall idea that this defense is going to have a lot of pressure and we can play this style because of it. And now they don't have that. And then they don't have that. Now they're forced to lean on the secondary that's been banged up, lean on other pass rushers who just aren't ready, and lean on the linebackers who are certainly not good enough right now. So I agree with that. And you got me on the trivia question. Good job. All right. I'm looking over to the screen. I don't need to because we're going blind here. All right, second call. Here we go.
Hello, Nick. It's Mike in Birmingham, England.
How you doing? I would have guessed that one. I would have got it right.
There you go. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. First day back at work today after a little trip over to Texas.
How was the trip?
Better than the first day at work. Yeah, today was a struggle, but the trip was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, just everything, you know. Apart from a Cowboys win, it was everything that I could have asked for, and I got to meet several storyliners, which was just great. So yeah, really, really good. But it's quite funny to me as an Englishman seeing how you Americans really can't cope with a tie, can you? It's not your thing.
No, it isn't, and I'm sorry that you're used to it over there with all the soccer matches.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if I can. I know, but you know, we didn't lose, Nick. But if I can make you feel a little bit better about it, I did a little bit of research, and we've got a clear target now because in 2022, the Giants made the playoffs at 9-7-1, and the Commanders missed out, or Redskins as they were, missed out 8-1. And 2021, the Steelers made the playoffs at 9-7-1. So it doesn't necessarily go the same way, but 9-7-1 gives you a good chance. So we kind of have an idea what we're aiming at now. So, you know, I don't know if that helps at all, but probably not.
All right. That's so ironic that for someone that's seen probably a lot of soccer matches, a lot of ties, that you come over here for the game and they tie.
All right. So Irene said it was my fault because, it's funny, isn't it? Like 2 weeks ago, round about the New York game, you were saying 25, 26 years, you've never seen a tie, and I rock up for one game, and it's that. And, you know, it was frustrating, wasn't it? Because there were chances there to win. We had them at 4th and 6, and you know, if it's anyone other than Micah chasing Dak, he probably gets in for that touchdown. But we could have lost. And, you know, we started so poorly. I thought, oh, gosh, this is going to be a long night. But and it was a long night, but in a very different way. So, you know, as a spectacle, it was just a fantastic game of football. And I had my friend with me who's not into football, and he absolutely loved it. And, you know, he might be a bit of a convert now. So, no, it was great. I just wanted to give some flowers to Bass and Hoffman. You know, they're regularly asked to come in when people get banged up, and they don't let us down. You know, there's a reason why they're not the starters, but they do step up, and I'm quite comfortable having them as kind of the next level. And if I can just leave you with a question. Tyler Guyton, how do you think he's doing? Do you think he's taken a step this year? He's obviously not quite the finished product yet, but do you think he's taken a step, and do you think we've got one there that's going to be our guy for several years to come?
All right, thank you.
I'll leave you with that.
Thank you for
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, to answer the question, I do believe Guyton is somebody that's going to take. Hey, I think he has taken a big step. I think he's going to continue to do that. I think he played pretty well. He got help, but everyone's going to get help, you know, when they're going up against Micah. And he's going to need help when he goes up against some of these other great pass rushers. That's why they're great. What you want is from the flip side. I mean, do the Cowboys have anyone that requires help? I'm sure it's happened a time or two, but that's not what's happening right now, and that's kind of a big problem for the defense. But Guyton, yeah, I thought he played. He played well, and I think he's going to continue to play. I think he's got, first and foremost, he's got that mentality, and I didn't know if I saw it last year as much. He's got a fight, that dog in him. Still kind of a puppy, but he's got it there, and I think he's going to be fine. I really do. And I think, Nate Thomas is pretty good too for a young guy. And so having him behind him, those might be your tackles for the future down the road. Nothing against Terrence Steele. I think he's fine, but I'm just saying I think you got some guys here. And it's good that they rotated Thomas in so he could play. All right, let's go to our third caller. Hello.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hey, good, man. I'm hoping as the Colt leader that you can recognize all of our voices.
Dylan.
But yeah, man, you got it.
Okay.
You got it. Good job, Colt. Good job.
That was kind of tougher than I thought that was going to be. For someone that you call a lot, that was still something. That was a little. I don't know if I love this game anymore. I'm going to try it one more time. But, man, if I would have missed that one, that would have been really bad. Dylan, all right, good. What's up, man?
My feelings would have been hurt, man. No, it's all good.
Mine too.
All
right.
Yeah.
What do you got?
This defense, dude, it's got to be feast or famine, I think, because and they haven't really feasted yet. And by feast, I mean just get turnovers, because they ain't going to stop anybody, at least from what we've seen so far. And so with that in mind, I'm putting all the playmakers that I can on the field at once. That includes Trayvon Diggs. I don't care if they're giving up plays, because everyone's giving up plays. Let me get the guys who can maybe make a game-changing play or two on the field. That's James Houston, obviously, as we saw. And the young linebackers too, man. Let me get Shamar James and Maris Leofau, even though they're making mistakes. Leofau, I think his unnecessary roughness was just a young guy excited and doesn't have a lot of playing time. So, that I'm sure will get fixed. Not too worried about him. And he flies around the field, dude. He's scalping people on kickoffs, and that's the kind of guy I want on the field. I was afraid, and I mentioned it in the last week or the week before, and I'm not really convinced that our linebackers are really doing well in the run game. I think it was just a quantitative issue where teams are just throwing for 400 yards instead of running. We saw against Green Bay, they decided to run the ball a bunch and they were successful. The defensive line did well enough, but the linebackers were still a liability. So this week against Justin Fields, man, let me see the faster guys out there. Let me see Shamar James out there often. I know he's young. He has some issues, but he's fast. And against a quarterback like Fields, you're going to need somebody like that in the field, not Sanborn. If I see Sanborn out there a bunch, it's going to be a little bit disappointing. And then just one more thing to pivot. Dak Prescott right now, man, looks like 2014 Romo, dog. He looks so smart, and that's why he was so good against Green Bay. It's because he was playing smart. His pre-snap reads, adjustments. Micah was whooping our offensive line, dude, all day long. Would he have like 8 or 9 pressures? He never got there though, because Dak was so fast with the ball, and that's all pre-snap, like recognizing what the defense is doing. So shout out to Dak, and hopefully this team can get some wins so we can have a legit shot at maybe an MVP candidacy.
Well, that's big. Thanks, Dylan, for the call. I mean, that would be huge. Right now, it's hard for me. It's hard to see that. I mean, everyone keeps saying that about Dak's playing well. He's playing well. They're 1-2-1, and I know it's not all his fault, but it is some of it, and so they haven't won as many games. I mean, yes, the Bears chewed up a lot of time, and they had a lot of the time of possession, but the Cowboys could have scored some points too. And they certainly didn't. In the second half against the Eagles, they never scored. So that was, that's on the offense as well. So, yeah, I think Dak's had some games when they get out of control. He's got a lot of stats, and he's playing well, he's reading it well and all that stuff. But, if you really are going to be that side of the ball that makes up for the problems on defense, then you're going to have to it's going to have to be more than that. And I know he knows that. Everyone knows that. You guys know that. And I think a lot of this Dak talk is also maybe the hope and anticipation that it's going to be really good, that they are going to go on a run. And if they do that, then certainly, yeah, this little bump in the road early in the season is fine. But he's playing great, but they have to win. They have to win games, and that's what the frustrating part of that one was, is that they just didn't. All right, we're gonna go back to the phone lines. Who's up?
Hey, what's up?
What do you got, man?
Nick in Frisco?
Oh man, this is Josh in Atlanta. Zach in Atlanta. You and Josh in Chicago, Zach in Atlanta. You guys always kind of confuse me a little bit, but Zach in Atlanta. My bad.
We're here. Last note on the tie. We're not that far from having 2 ties already this season, if not for the glory of Brandon Aubrey. I thought about that. We could be 0-2-2 if he misses that final kick in overtime.
Yeah.
So we could have been in for a double dose. Hopefully not another tie this season.
That
but
would be terrible.
It'd be miserable.
You know what? I've said it twice now. I've been like, I've never seen a tie. I've never seen a tie, and look what's happened. So I need to throw out the other thing that I've never seen. I've never seen the NFC Championship game. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Speak it, manifest it. Shout out actually to Josh in Chicago. I think he tweeted that he said, "Hey Nick, you mentioned you haven't seen a tie, and we just saw it. You mentioned something else you haven't seen."
Yeah.
So,
Blocked.
you know,
Blocked PAT for 2 points. I mean,
check.
That's not really on the same level, but yeah, it was interesting. But what a huge play that was. It really was. I was saying it in the press box several times. Like I was saying that, like, the score should be this. This is 3 points. It should be this. It should, So I mean, I thought that was. It also kind of sparked him a little bit. Gave somebody something to cheer about.
No doubt. Yeah, it was a fun play. Man, looking forward to this week. I'm looking forward to George Pickens versus Sauce Gardner. Pickens being the number one for us for the time being. He's got Dak. And so, yeah, let's see how he plays. And then my score prediction is 28-24 Cowboys.
Okay.
And my guy Brian in Kansas City is on the same wavelength of asking about who's played for our opponent and the Cowboys. So for my choice for the double agent who played for the Star near and far, what do you got on Mark Sanchez? He did a great job supporting Dak his rookie year. And so, yeah, that's my impression of him. I think he was just there for that one season. So any stories on Mark Sanchez?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
All right. Well, I don't. It's hard to have a story about him because, I mean, any NFL fan thinks of him in a different way. You know what I mean? This is the place he didn't run up on his lineman and fumble. So that's the only play I could think of him. That obviously was with the Jets with the butt fumble. When he was here, he was like you said, he was good for Dak. It was like the best thing to happen for Dak getting hurt. Romo just wasn't. It wasn't his style, I guess. To be the guy to mentor Dak, and he was hoping to get back on the field himself. But Sanchez was. It was good to have him here. I don't have a. Well, okay, that's actually wrong. I do have a story, and it's not favorable, and it actually almost cost me my job. Mark Sanchez almost cost me my job. So now that I think of it from that standpoint, yeah, I do have a story. When I left off a very key part of the headline of to sign Mark Sanchez instead of Cowboys sign Mark Sanchez. I said to sign, and it got me in trouble. I almost got the team in trouble because it was right at the cut time. It was like right at the end of cutting to 53-man roster, and they were about to make a trade, but they didn't. And then I think Denver cut Sanchez, and I said that they had signed him, and so the website said that they'd signed him, and which would have been like, how could you have signed him because he was still with the Broncos? So it was this tampering, and that story kind of got the NFL kind of questioning a little bit, but nothing ended up happening out of it. But for a moment, it was pretty tense. So, yeah, when you say, is there a Mark Sanchez story? Yes, there was, and it was one that I like to forget. But, yeah, so, all right. Here we go. Let's go to our next caller. What's up, man?
Oh, okay. Hey, great to be on the show. I just want to say thanks for elevating my stress level. Just hearing that story is a nightmare.
Oh,
I can't imagine what you must have gone through.
It wasn't good. All right, and this is just for the clarification. I'm going to get one of two. This is either Shelby or Blair. I'm going to say Shelby in Virginia.
I'm just sounding like Shelby. It's Blair from Virginia, but Shelby's dad.
All right.
Hey, listen, I haven't been listening, so I don't want to go too off topic, but I got a key feature I'd like to suggest to you guys and the fans for Storylines. You write a great article every week after the game where you identify these key plays. I think it's usually 5, but sometimes it varies.
I did 9 the other day.
Yeah, I know you did 9. And I couldn't I couldn't do what I'm about to suggest because I was traveling. I couldn't watch the game. I was on media blackout, so I could watch the game later. My Uber driver slipped the results, and I haven't brought myself to a place where I can watch it again, or I would do this. Here's my idea. For the New York game, I actually did this. When I watched the game, before you wrote your article, I tried to identify my own 5 plays that I could compare to you, and I came up with the Eatman scale. So I was 3 of 5 on the Eatman scale.
Okay.
I identified 3 of the same plays. I was off on 2 of them, but I found it to be a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it would work, but if people want to do that, I think it's a fun way not only to watch the game, but then engage with your article afterwards.
I'm curious to the two plays that you had, like because like, and you say you were off, you weren't. I mean, you know what I mean? You were not exactly what I was thinking, but I mean, you could have been right on that. Thing, you got another question or anything?
No. But it's been 2 weeks. But one of them, I can't remember the plays. One of them was just the Turpin injury. I had trouble identifying the play, but when he went out of the game, I thought that was a moment that really was sort of shifted things for the Cowboys at the end. That was one, but I can't remember the 3 I had. But for the record, if this holds, I'm 3 of 5 on the Eatman scale. But that's all I got. Thanks so much. Keep up the good work, and go Cowboys. They should beat the Jets this weekend.
All right. Thank you, Blair. Appreciate that. What he's referring to is an article, and you've probably seen it because I've been doing it for a long time. Don't forget these 5 plays, and basically what they are big plays or little things that happen before a big play. And so a lot of times people will say, well, I think it happened in week 2, a guy dropped a pass, or CD's penalty that negated 3 other penalties. Well, that's a big play. Oh, my God. But then Turpin scored the next play. So it's not really a big play. It's not one of the, don't forget that one, because the result was still the one that you were looking for. It's usually the holding call that wipes out a 37-yard play or something like that. Then you end up having to punt, and then they score, and plays like that. So, that's cool. If you want to do that, y'all want to identify the plays, that's fine. I mean, you're not wrong if you pick different plays. Sometimes I'll drive home and I'll be like, man, I forgot about that one. That should have been on there. My dad does that. He'll text me. He's like, that's a big play. That's a big one. Derek will sometimes be like, put that one down. That's a big play. I'm like, yep. Yeah, I got it. All right, let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, let's do this right. The most action-packed motorsports experience in the world returns to Arlington. Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, October 4th for Monster Jam. Get ready to cheer, scream, be amazed as massive Monster Jam trucks take over Arlington. Tickets on sale now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing partner of AT&T Stadium. Fun. Good times. How'd I do, Chris? Oh, okay.
That was amazing.
Amazing. Awesome. That's probably a drop somewhere. I'm probably going to get burned by that one. But anyways, hey, Monster, I've never been.
Douglas is going to record that and use it.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he will. All right, let's go back to the calls. Blind calls here. Let's see if I can get it right. I'm getting some of them right. Getting a little close. I've got like half. I think what's my score out of 5? It was like 3 out of 5, 3.5. My own Eatman scale, as Blair said.
3.5.
See if I can get back on track here. All right, 6th caller. What's up? Welcome to Storyline.
Hey, Nick.
Oh, my man. It's definitely. This is just kidding. What's up, Rob?
Very good. That was very Hulk Hogan-ish.
You know, there's people that have asked me. I think it was my mom. Somebody asked me, "Who's Robin?" And I was because it was like Rob in Vegas. Like, I was like, no, Rob in Las Vegas. Rob, what's up?
So, after 4 games, I think realistically, we are where we thought we'd be, but different, if that makes sense. We thought we'd lose to Philly.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd lose to maybe Green Bay. And then we'd be 2-2.
2-2, yeah.
The dynamics are different because I think we were a better team against Philly, and if CD just plays his normal game, I think we win.
Yeah.
And I think the Green Bay game, I think we just, we gave them 13, we spotted them 13 points to come roaring back, and I think we could have won that game. So I think if I'm Jerry, I'm hoping that he sees, hey, we play really good against the good teams, but the Chicago was a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees how great Dak is playing, because I agree with Dylan. Dak just looks like he's got it. And Romo was the same way. Romo, all of a sudden, it was like the light bulb clicked. Unfortunately, his body didn't hold up.
Right.
So I think these next 3 games are so important as a fan, because now there's expectations in the sense of if we take care of business, because I think Washington has taken a step back.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia has taken a step back, even though they're winning.
No, you're right. You're right.
I don't think they're dominant. So if we can win these next 3 games, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself, I just hope that Jerry says, hey, let's not wait till next year to invest some of this money or draft capital. Let's do something this year and bring in some defensive help, real defensive help. But I agree with you. I don't want a rental. We already have one, and that's going to be a tough one to re-sign. But, I heard something yesterday about Max Crosby at the Raiders. Now, I don't see that happening because he is Mr. Raider. He is the Raiders. But how great would something like that be? A guy already signed, and it seems funny, but it's a cheap contract in the 30s now. But that's what I'm looking at. So that's why I think this Jets game is so big, because you have to win this game. You have to win the Carolina game and the Washington game, because now you got a winning record and you're on a roll, like you said. And now it makes, I just assume Jerry sees what we see with the offense and does something, and then we see what we got.
Yeah. All right. No, you're exactly right. Thanks for the call, Rob. You're looking at the next 3 games. I mean, really, it's the next 5 games right before the bye. That's the ones that I'm looking at here. I just feel like if you're going to be a playoff team, I mean, obviously you have to stack wins together. I think they've got to go 4-1. I really do. I think right here in these 5 games, you've got to go 4-1, and I think it's possible. Jets, Panthers, Commanders at home, at the Broncos, and then Arizona at home. I mean, you've got to do it, because then after that, I mean, it certainly looks a lot tougher there with the Raiders on the road than Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers. Those 5. I mean, this is where if you're going to do something, it's got to be right now, and it starts with the Jets, and it starts with having that mindset that you've got to, let's go on a run. Let's be better than them. They're 0-4 for a reason. Do they have talent? Sure. Can they beat us? Sure. Look at the line. The point spread's what, 2? I mean, it's right there. You know, I mean, they're that's kind of what the Bears game was. But the Bears out-executed, out-fought, out-hit, out-hustled, out-wanted the Cowboys. And it was very clear. So the Cowboys can't go to the Meadowlands and think anything other than we let one slip away last week. We're not letting that happen this week. And that's a sign of a good football team. I mean, those teams that win 12 games, 13 games, they face a lot of teams that aren't very good. And they might sleepwalk for a little bit, or as my man Patrick Walker will say, you know, playing with their food for a while. But at some point, you're going to wake up and win the game, and you know, you can't be too late. I mean, look at the Jets game. Look at the games that they've played. You know, they very easily could have beaten the Bucs. Very easily could have beaten the Steelers. Those are last-second field goals to beat them. Their record is different, just like this team. Last-second field goals twice. CD catches passes. Everything could be different. All right, let's go to our next caller. Welcome to the show.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. Okay, I got this one. Where are you right now, actually? Where location?
I'm just home now in Tampa.
You're in Tampa. All right. Ali from Florida.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? And also, I will say, you sent a picture of was it the polar bears that you were chasing?
Yes.
That was awesome. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for sending what you did. I know it was me and Chris.
No
very,
problem.
very generous. Really appreciate it. I want to thank you in the air. That's really nice. And you've always been that way. So I can't thank you enough for that.
It's talking of my appreciation for you and Chris.
Yep.
And literally, I have my own little world, but I listen to a storyline religiously, and it brings so much joy to my day. And I love the storyliners that all have different opinions.
Yeah.
And I'm just like at bottom of the pole, watch the game, express my feeling for it. Having said that, Chris rocks. This man, he went out of his way to find all the storyliners that show up for the game. And I really appreciate it because he makes us feel so loved and so special.
Yeah.
And also, I just want to go on the record. I don't never call any other show. I never attempt to do. And nobody's going to be you, Nick, because to me, you are special.
Thank you.
All by yourself. Now, I notice all the podcasts, they try to copy you, take phone calls. After one or two phone calls, they get so frustrated, and they just don't want to do nothing to do with it. But kudos to you and Chris.
Yeah.
Watching the game, it was kind of, but it's weird because I was sitting among a bunch of Packers fans. They were so rowdy at the beginning, and they feel like they were entitled to it. All I want, Cowboys doesn't get embarrassed, and Micah Parsons doesn't have a great game. So that's all I wanted it. But after the tie, still, you just don't feel it because they were so close. But I have a question for you. Cowboys signed a wide receiver to practice the squad yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean CD's injury is a little bit longer than we think it's going to be? Then I hang up. Listen,
Okay.
I love you, brother.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you for everything you do.
Thanks, Ali. Appreciate you. Good questions. And you know, as for you're talking about adding a practice squad receiver, Paris Campbell, who he's going to be. You're going to see a few tweets and a few pictures of him today because he's going to wear number 11. And if you haven't already seen that, so Paris Campbell wearing number 11. Practice squad receiver. It doesn't mean the Cowboys have issued the number. He's not probably going to wear it in the game, I wouldn't think. You know, I don't think adding receiver is what is the sign for something with CD. Now, if CD goes on IR, that's the sign that that'll be bad. I don't think he will. I don't think it's out. I don't think it's out of the question. So that just goes to show just how much. I don't think he's close because there's some talks about IR for him. The receiver position, I'll just say it, is not in good shape right now. Keep an eye on Kevontae Turpin. I think he's going to have an injury that could maybe keep him from playing. It could be a foot injury with him. We'll see what happens at practice. We'll see what Schottenheimer says, but keep an eye on Kevontae. That's probably not going to be a great thing there. And if he doesn't play, that will affect your return game for sure. And then CD, I'm not expecting him to play in this game. All right, let's go to our next caller. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? We got Brian, Kansas City.
Oh man, I tried to break it up a little bit. That's just too easy, huh?
Hey, you call a lot, and which is good. I mean, that's the thing. And it's a distinct voice. I've got it for sure. So
yeah, roger that. Hey, so first of all, I didn't want to mention this yesterday because we don't want to talk to the TV audience about these sorts of things. It's just in the family sort of thing. But I need to know what kind of cult you're running here. Like, I didn't know I had joined a cult, and nobody told me. So, like, if I'm going to get an orange toga in the mail and I got to use a Gillette, the best a man can get razor to shave my head and go hand out flowers at the airport and tell people the good news, I need to know about this.
I don't think we're at that level just yet. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the good kind of cult, right?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, so my question is, first of all, I can't believe we got more bad injury news coming, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
When, on the good side, we've heard hints a couple times Revel is going to be close to being able to start practicing soon. From what you've seen and what I've seen and what we've all watched from Elam and Reddy Stewart, what do you think is the plan for him? And I'm not expecting, you mentioned it yesterday, he come from East Carolina, man, and he's coming to the NFL.
Right.
So we don't expect that he's going to unseat somebody on day one, right? That's just not how that goes usually,
Yeah.
So,
no.
But what would you think? And here's my guess. My guess is, my guess is they're going to try to put him out at the boundary, and I think Bland will kick inside in the nickel, and when they're in base, Revel would be the one off the field, if assuming that everybody's healthy. It's just a guess, but I wanted to see what you had as a guess. I'll hang up and listen, man.
Okay.
Good to talk to you.
Thanks so much for the call. We're talking about Savon Revel, and he's one of the guys that can come back from injury. He's on NFI because it's a non-football injury. It means it happened before they got to the Cowboys, or it was a straight non-football injury. But the rules are exactly the same. He can be removed from that this week, or they can start their 21-day window. Now, what happens there is you start a 21-day practice window. He can start practicing, obviously, for 3 weeks. After that, he can either be signed to the roster or he can go to injured reserve for the rest of the season. So that's the decision they make. They don't have to start that this week. And something tells me they won't. With him, I don't think he will be on. I could be wrong, but from last I heard, I don't think he will. I think though he's going to get full 21 days of practice before he starts to play in a game. So I think you're right about him putting on the outside, and maybe he replaces Elam at times. Maybe he replaces Diggs if they're trying to rotate, so he could be more of an outside guy. But I think he needs to practice, and so that's the big key with him. A guy like Mingo, he might come in this week and they start his window and he could play this week, especially with some of the injuries at receiver. But I don't necessarily know that about Revel. It's going to take a little bit. All right, let's go one more call before we go to break. All right, welcome to Cowboys Storyline. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Good.
What's going on today?
You doing good? Oh, man, this is going to be tough. I don't think I got it. Who we got?
You're not going to get it. No. I'm just sitting by my pool here enjoying this 77-degree weather in Arizona. So, this is JR in Avondale.
Oh, JR. That's right. You've called like 3 days in a row. I should get this.
4. This is 4 days in a row.
4 days in a row.
I told you I retired, and now I want to be part of the community more than just a listener. So you're going to hear from me a lot. I'm trying to I'm trying to sneak in on that second or third Storyliners team. That's my goal. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Not too late. Not too late to make a difference for sure. I mean, we're still getting started. We're
Okay.
just like this team. You know what I mean? No matter what the record is. Let's see what happens in October, November, December. You know, this is the key months.
Absolutely. I told anyone that would listen to me that it was going to take them 4 games to start getting it together, and I think they did a little bit. But I want to talk a little bit about the offensive line, considering they had 2 really big injuries. To lose your center is one thing, and then to lose Booker as well as he was playing. I think you got to look to Clayton Adams and Connor Riley, the job they've done getting these guys ready, that if they have to go in and play, that they're ready to play. And I watched the offensive line play in the game the other night, and I can't say enough about Tyler Bass and how well he played. So my question to you is, I think they're going to go on a run. And say they go 5-1 or maybe 6-0, and Beebe's coming back. And Hoffman's played as well as he is. Do you make that change? Because 6 weeks from now, we're going into that Thanksgiving nightmare of games. Do you take out Hoffman, who's been playing all year, and put Beebe back in? I think Beebe's great, but do you make that change and kind of break up that what that line's been doing as a team?
Yeah.
And I'll hang up.
All right.
And listen to your answer. Thanks a lot. Have a great day,
brother.
Right,
appreciate it. Thank you, JR. You know, I've learned over the years that most of the time you don't even have to make that decision. You know, it's not even a decision. I mean, you think it is, and if somebody like if BB was coming back this week, you just put him back in. You know, these guys haven't played a lot, but. Let's say you're right. Let's say they go on a run. Let's say these guys are really playing well and grading out well and all that. Then, you might have a decision to make. But it just seems like when you think you have to make a call or you think you've got 6 cornerbacks and who's going to make the team, well, 3 of them get hurt. And then you're like, oh, well, now we got to go off the practice squad and get guys. You know what I mean? We thought you had a problem, but you don't. And so let's see what happens. Let's just see how it all plays out. And let's see if it is really a tough decision. And if it is, then it's a good problem to have. But it just feels like it works itself out. They just, things like that usually find a way to work itself out. All right, let's go to a break here one more time on the Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, is the official fan club of the Dallas Cowboys. You can download the app now to join. Back here on Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. This is our blind caller show where all of the callers, we've had 9 calls. I'm just trying to guess the names. I think I've done okay, right? Maybe 7 out of 9, and one of them I got half of it, right? But 7.5 out of 9. Got 2 more callers. See if we can go here. 10th caller. What's up?
Hey, Nick. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Rick? Is it Webster or Wester, Massachusetts?
Webster.
Webster. All right. Got it. Webster, Massachusetts. What's up? Man, you went to the game, right?
Yeah, I went to the game.
How was it?
It was great. I was at the tailgate. I stayed at the outside of the tailgate party.
Did you go in the game?
What's that?
Did you go in the game?
No, I didn't go in.
Oh.
I didn't have tickets to the game. I went there mainly for the tailgate.
How was it? The atmosphere of it all?
That was great. We had a Green Bay tailgate right next to us.
Shocker on that. So did you get did you wear a cheese head? They didn't convert you, did they?
No. We won tailgate of the day we got Rowdy to show up. But like I said, I met Chris and I saw Ali.
Nice.
And I was there with Sergeant Sue.
Well, so what do you got?
Well, I was going to say just a shout out to Nate Thomas for playing right tackle, left tackle, just the subbing in. He did pretty good, and the T.J. Bass and Hoffman, right? And thought Jamar James looked good, and Leo Fowle looked good except for that one play. But I like the keeping Houston and Clowney on the ends, and have Clark and Osa and Thomas in the middle.
Yeah.
That seemed to work well.
Well, in this matchup too with Fields, keeping containment, keeping a spy on him or all eyes on him is going to be really, really big. This isn't one where you can let him slip out of the pocket for sure.
Yeah, thank you for the call,
Thanks,
and
Rick.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, appreciate that. All right, let's go to our last caller. Last one to wrap up here, our Cowboys storyline. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing today?
I'm good. I was told I'm probably not going to get it, so let's just identify.
I'm Michael from Utah. I just had a question about our defensive line. I don't feel like Osa's doing much. I don't feel like Dante Fowler's doing much. I feel like Sam's kind of disappointing. I called in last week asking if Houston should get more playing time. You agreed with that. He makes one of the biggest plays in the game.
And he does. He does get more playing time. I mean, he was out there at the key critical moments. He is probably considered they're viewing him as their best pass rusher right now.
Do you consider Osa to be having a down year, or what? Am I wrong on him and Dante Fowler? Or
you called last week and said that, I would have said, yeah, you're definitely on to something. I thought Osa played by far his best game of the season, which obviously wasn't saying a lot because he has had a slow start. But it was one of the better games I think he's played since he's been here. I mean, he was very, very active in the game. I thought, and I think Jerry Jones even said it on his radio show that he was graded out. Him and Kenny Clark were graded out as the highest defensive players in the game. So I thought he played better. But you're right, it hasn't been difference making. Certainly not $20 million a year type of situation.
And also, I think Ezraku I think he's learning the game little by little. I think he's starting to read it more and starting to get to the speed of the NFL. And also, my last question is update on Demarion Overshawn and Siobhan Revel. Do you kind of know anything about when and where they're going to be back? Or
yeah. Revel, okay, thanks for the call. Revel, I said it just a few minutes ago. I mean, I don't think they're going to start the window. Of course, it could happen today, and so if you're watching this later tonight, then maybe they did. But my feeling as of early Wednesday morning is that they probably will not do that this week. And when they do, though, he's going to practice a full 3 weeks before they kind of get him out there. Overshown, I still feel like we are a few weeks away from starting his window. But, Kalen Carson, Mingo, those guys could start coming back. Winfrey maybe next week. Josh Butler's getting really close, too. So guys like that. I might be missing some, but yeah, there's a lot of guys out there. There's about 15 guys. We'll have a story on the website, DallasCowboys.com, to reveal all of the injuries that we got and stuff to monitor here as we head into this game. All right, we'll be back tomorrow to do it. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. We won't do a blind show. We'll just do the regular callers, but today was fun. You guys did a great job, and I'm glad that I kind of could recognize most of the voices, but still want to get those first-time callers. They're always fun, and they really helps us build this show. All right, for Chris, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow on Cowboy Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!